for the kind attention of the audience. We are pleased to invite you all for the high tea arranged for ACITs and above in the second floor of the Tower Kanchi, which is located to the left side of the stage, and for all other officials at the third floor of the Tower Kanchi. Thank you.
Our Honorable Finance Minister is about to arrive. All of you are requested to be seated. ஆமாம் என்னோட வாய்ஸ் வந்து It is requested that the aisle passage be kept free because Madam is about to arrive. The chief guest has arrived. All of you are requested to rise for the chief guest. All of you are requested to be seated. Vanakkam. Very good afternoon to one and all present here. Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India. Srimati Vivek Johri, Chairman, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Sri Nitin Gupta, Chairman, Central Board of Direct Taxes. Srimati Sangeeta Singh, Member, Income Tax and Revenue, Member, TPS, Central Board of Direct Taxes. Srimati V. Rama Matthew, Member, GST Legal, Central Excise and Sales Tax, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. On behalf of the Departments of Income Tax, GST and Customs, we welcome you all for this inauguration of 10 residential towers. Hearty welcome to the senior officers, retired senior officers, members of staff, all the members of Income Tax, GST and Customs fraternity. Tamil Tirunatayum, Thai Tamizhayum Valthi, Vanakkam Selutuvadaga Amayum, Manonmaniyam Sundaranar Iyatriya, Tamil Thai Valthudan Tuvanguvom. Tamil Thai Valthu is being rendered by the team comprising Srimati Geeta Devi, Sri Balaji, Sri Ramaswamy, Srimati Akila, Srimati Deepa of Income Tax Department. All of you are kindly requested to rise for the Tamil Thai Valthu.
சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தனித்தனரும் திலகமுமே மரகத வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
அறியாமை என்னும் அகையிருள் விலகி அன்பென்னும் மந்திரம் மனங்கள் எங்கும் நிரம்பி அல்லவை அழிந்திட நல்லவை நிறைந்திட உலகெங்கும் அமைதி நிலவிட அவ்வுலகில் நம் தேசம் செழித்தோங்கிட எல்லாம் வல்ல பரம்பொருள் துணை நிற்கட்டும். May we now request our Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Tirumati Nirmala Sitharaman, to kindly light a lamp. We request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly join our Honorable Minister.
நீ என் தமிழ் சொல்லெடுத்து பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா பாட வந்தோம். அருள்வாய் நீ இசை தரவாய் நீ இங்கு வருவாய் நீ லயம் தரும் வேணி அம்மா. நாமணக்க பாடி நின்றால் ஞானம் வளர்ப்பாய் பூமணக்க பூஜை செய்தால் பூவை நீ மகிழ்வாய். மாணிக்க வினையேந்தும் மாதேவி கலைவாணி தென் தமிழ் சொல்லெடுத்து பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா பாட வந்தோம்.
Now, let me take the privilege of inviting Sri R. Ravichandran, Principal Chief Commissioner of Income Tax, Tamilnadu and Puducherry, to deliver the welcome address.
Honorable Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Chairman CBIC Shri Vivek Johuri, Chairman CBDT Shri Nitin Gupta, Member CBDT Sangeeta Singh, Member CBIC Rama Matthew, MES Chowdhury, Commissioner Customs, Chief Commissioner Customs, and my dear senior officers from CBIC and CBDT, and our senior officers of the department, and the respected media, and ladies and gentlemen, and also the residents and the family members. I'm happy to be here in the midst of this great and auspicious event. We are happy to have our Hon'ble Finance Minister with us. There can't be any other that occasion that we can have more auspicious than the presence of our Hon'ble Finance Minister. Ma'am, this project has been one of our kind of a flagship project and pet project, which we started in 2017 with the sanction. Because of pandemic, it got some delay. There was some delay, and it was finally kind of completed a few months back. And thank you very much for being there today with us. And this is going to hugely augment the satisfaction ratio of the Group B and Group C officers and staff. And we have about 550 Type 2, Type 3, Type 4 apartments from CBDT, and about 730 type 3, type 4, type 2, type 5 apartments, totaling about 1,350 apartments that will more or less satisfy about 70% of the residential requirement of our officers and staff in Tamil Nadu region. Ma'am, this is one of the largest project that we ever had in Tamil Nadu, having about 1,350 apartments at one go. We never had this kind of a bigger kind of a complex anywhere else in the country for the revenue department. This land that we got it as early as 1973, this sprawling campus of about 25 acres, that we got it at the rate of about 1 lakh per acre, ma'am. It was bought for about 1 lakh per acre, about 25 lakhs for which that we got it in 1970s. Now it is benefiting large number of officers and staff. I think we will be close to about 50% of the officer staff will be coming from this area alone. And we have not only created this kind of a concrete structure that is a tall building, we have also taken care to ensure that the environment around that with the lots of parks and the cycle track and fountains and kind of even we have planned a small pond. So this is going to be kind of one of those ecologically very good kind of environment that we are creating to ensure that not only the flats have the good sunshine and air, but also the environment is also friendly, keeping in view the latest requirements. Ma'am, I would like to tell you that this flat have been named Nandavanam, that is garden of flowers. And the flowers in this Nandavanam are taken from the Sangam literature, 2,500 years before. And each of those flat has been named as a Kandal, Vagai, Korai, Kondrai. And these are some of those flowers which the kings have used to signify the victory, valor, courage, and even if they went to go to war. Tamil has a huge tradition of flowers. And it was in most of the wars, the men used to wear the flowers and go to war. If you are going to the war, you wear the flower of Vechi. That Vechi flower is the one that signifies that somebody has come to attack. And the person who is defending at that time will wear Kanchi flower. The persons who are wearing the Kanchi flower is someone who is identified as the one who is defending the war. So in Tamil tradition, all the wars, the men used to go with the flowers. The men are all decorated with the flowers. And when he comes with victoriously, and he has that Vagai flower. That Vagai is one of those names that we have given there. And Vagai flower, mala that he wears, garland that he wears. So that signifies the kind of a victory. And he has whatever the purpose for which, mission for which he went there, he accomplished and he has come back. Similarly, this has been mentioned even in Valmiki Ramayana, where he mentioned that the southerners coming with a large number of flowers. So even men coming in large numbers, if they are wearing the flowers, they used to call them the southerners, especially the people who are called from Tamilakam, that is mentioned in the Sangam literature, that who wear these flowers. Ma'am, that all these 10 apartments, towers that has been named after these flowers, and we have also kept the sample of those flowers engraved, and also the paintings have been made in each of those buildings, signifying that what does the flower mean and how it is being used in the ancient Tamil history. Even this Andal, this is the month of the Andal, that Sudi Kodutha Thayar, that you find that even the Andal Malai, that is very popularly called, that 8-feet garland that is there, that is part of the tradition for all the weddings. Ma'am, coming to the Tamilnadu Puducherry region, that we have been doing pretty well in the budget, ma'am. We are growing at an average of about 28%, much higher than the national average. Last year we have crossed 1 lakh crore budget. This year our target has been 1,08,000 crore. I can confidently say, ma'am, that we will be in a position to achieve the target of 1,25,000 crore, which is 15% higher than the target assigned to us. We are not only growing in advanced tax, we are also growing in TDS at the rate of 32%. And we have also been, so far we have achieved something around 65% of the target, collecting about 62,000 crores out of the assigned target. And in fact, this region that we find a large number of refunds also has been issued, ma'am. I think that we have had 42% increase in the refund compared to the last year. And if I look at it, the 4 pillars of whatever the taxpayer service that we are looking at, our focus is mainly on looking at the refunds being expedited. Now we are getting the list of pending refunds of high value refund that we are issuing it and monitoring it on a continuous basis. E-Nivaran and CP grams, ma'am, ours has been the charge that has been doing very well in terms of the disposal. And we have brought it down many times to less than single digit, ma'am. Sometimes it will be around 30 days. I think that above will be double digit, but most of this above 30 or 60 days we bring it down. And also this kind of a giving consequential effect to orders, that is one of the major issues that we have. There also that, we have taken care to ensure that all the orders are given consequential effect, and so that assessees are in a position to get the demand reduced. So even on demand reduction, ma'am, I would like to tell you that we are ranking top in the country, ma'am. So in all those four fronts, whether it is a question of issue of the refunds or giving consequential effect or the budget growth, that we have been doing pretty well, ma'am, thanks to your leadership and your guidance. And I would like to thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us today. I also would like to welcome our CBDT chairman and member, and CBIC chairman and member, and all the senior officers of CBDT, CBIC. This is one of the project where both the departments will be living together, not in less numbers, large numbers, 1,350 families together. Already we have around 500 families who are positioned here, and they are also staying in those old apartments there. So if we take all of them into account, ma'am, we'll be having about 1,800 families living in this colony. So like a Vasudeva Kudumbakam, so we are going to have a kind of a harmony and lot of peace and lot of joy and happiness coming in future. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are extremely elated and honored by the presence of our chief guest, our Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. Our Honorable Finance Minister has always encouraged the efforts taken towards infrastructure requirements of both the departments as employee welfare measures, and she has constantly shown keen interest in the infrastructural development of the nation. And it is a true privilege that our Honorable Finance Minister is gracing this occasion for the grand inauguration of our lofty 10 towers of landmark infrastructure projects. I would now like to invite Shri Vivek Johri, Chairman CBIC, to kindly honor our respected chief guest with a Malligai sapling.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. The memento that is going to be presented to our Honorable Finance Minister is a Thiruvalluvar statue made of glass crystal. The globe on it symbolizes the universal nature of Thirukkural, aptly described as Ulagap Podumarai. And Kural 385 from Adhigaram Irai Maatchi, chapter The Greatness of a King, is inscribed on it, which reads as Iyatralum, Eatalum, Kathalum, Katha Vaguthalum, Valladarasu. The able king gets, stores, and guards and spends them for people's safeguards. It is a fitting felicitation as our Honorable Finance Minister is a champion of good governance. I now request Sri Nitin Gupta ji, Chairman CBDT, to present the memento to our Honorable Finance Minister.
May I now request Sri Nitin Gupta, Chairman CBDT, to kindly present our Honorable Finance Minister with a Vagai garland. Vagai flowers denote victory, valor, courage and confidence as referred in Sangam literature. Our Honorable Finance Minister is being felicitated with a garland made of Vagai flowers.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am. This residential project has been executed in an exemplary manner by Team CPWD, led by Shri P.K. Vats, retired DG, Shri Rajesh Kumar Kaushal, SDG Chennai, Shri D.C. Goel, ADG Policy New Delhi, and Shri Rajesh Khare, CE Chennai, and his entire team. We acknowledge the contribution of CPWD and all the service providers to this project. This landmark structure has been ably created by the construction company DEC Infrastructure and Projects India Private Limited, Hyderabad, and the attendant development works were carried out by Anitech Infra Private Limited, Chennai.
நகரில் ஓர் நந்தவனம். பணியாளரின் எதிர்பார்ப்பு பாதுகாப்பான குடியிருப்பு. எள்ளளவும் குறையாது, சொல்லிடவும் நிறையாது, குறை செலவில் நிறை இடமாய், புதிய தொழில்நுட்பம் புதுக்கித் தந்த சிற்பமாய், சுற்றுச்சூழல் சுகந்தமாயும் வசிப்பிடம் வசந்தமாயும், பிராணவாயு பிரவாகமாய் பொங்கிடவும், நந்தவனத்தில் நிரந்தரமாய் தங்கிடவும், புவி அதிர்வு தாங்கும் அரண் கொண்டும் ஒளி மாசு நீக்கும் திறன் கொண்டும், பகலில் சூரியனே விளக்காயும் இரவில் சூரிய விளக்குகளாயும், நன்னிலத்தில் மலர்ந்த நற்றாமரையாய் இந்நிலத்தில் புலர்ந்த இந்த நந்தவனத்தை இனி சொல்லலாம் அண்ணா நகரின் அடையாளம் என்று. Now, a video showcasing the state-of-art technology adopted in construction of the residential towers will be played.
Coming under the cadre controlling authorities of Tamilnadu and Puducherry. The field offices of CBDT and CBIC have a sanctioned strength of more than 6,600 officers and staff in the city of Chennai. Residential quarters are primarily an employee welfare aspect. To mitigate the deficit in the residential quarters at various levels, particularly when the demography of these central government departments at Chennai is changing with the posting of many officers and staff from different parts of the country and different districts of Tamil Nadu. This is the largest ever infrastructure project of our departments in Tamil Nadu, conceptualized with the twin objective of achieving greater satisfaction ratio and least possible cost by optimally utilizing the existing land bank. In Anna Nagar, our existing quarters that inspired the development of the locality during its first generation growth.
The Ananagar residential complex has been named Nandavanam, meaning Garden of Flowers.
The towers have come up with the first of its kind path-breaking tunnel form technology adopted by CPWD in the whole of India. Further, the technology is highly systematic, eco-friendly, earthquake resistant, and provides an ideal solution to the critical problem of sound pollution, reducing about 50 decibels. The project has been designed to meet the green rating for integrated habitat assessment or GRIHA 4-star rating. Energy saving initiatives are adopted in alignment with net zero carbon building space designs. Sustainable building materials such as fly ash, AAC blocks, horizon green glass, etc. have been used to make it eco-friendly, along with appropriate infrastructure for efficient waste management.
Our Pine Poril, a microforest drawn from the Japanese Miyawaki forest concept, and the planting of 1,000 saplings in the neighborhood at the initiation of the project itself is a testimony to the fact that this project is in conformity to the critical role of the construction industry in meeting 10 key SDGs of the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2030.
And the residential towers have been named after the flowers that are mentioned in the Sangam literature. Kondrai, Kanchi, Kandal, Vagai, Anicham, Shenbagam, Maval, Ahil, Bengai, Tamarai. இப்பூக்கள் கொண்ட பூங்காவனம் ஒரு பிருந்தாவனம், இதுவே எங்கள் நந்தவனம். The Ananagar residential complex has been developed keeping in view the active, healthy lifestyle of the residents. The complex has good amount of air, sunshine and water, and also a good ecosystem, which would add more life to the years than years to the life. The residential complex at Ananagar consists of Type 2, Type 3 and Type 4 quarters. The capacity has been increased by more than 200 to 300% under various categories. We rededicate ourselves to the cause of nation building exercise as envisaged by our Hon'ble Prime Minister and the Hon'ble Finance Minister.
I now request our Honorable Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, to kindly unveil the 4 18-storied residential towers of CBDT from the stage.
மாண்புமிகு மத்திய நிதி அமைச்சர் திருமதி நிர்மலா சீதாராமன் அவர்கள் இப்போது வருமான வரித்துறையின் 4 குடியிருப்பு கோபுரங்களை திறந்து வைப்பார். அவற்றின் பெயர்கள் கொன்றை, காந்தல், காஞ்சி மற்றும் வாகை.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our Honorable Minister to unveil the 6 18-storied residential towers of CBIC from the stage.
இப்போது மாண்புமிகு அமைச்சர் அவர்கள் மறைமுக வரிகள் மற்றும் சுங்கத்துறையின் 6 குடியிருப்பு கோபுரங்களை திறந்து வைக்கிறார். அனிச்சம், செண்பகம், அகில், மவ்வல், தாமரை மற்றும் வேங்கை. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. We all know that our esteemed chief guest is India's first full-time female finance minister and was our country's first full-time female defense minister. Our honorable finance minister is an inspiration to all of us as she has been ranked 36th among the 100 most powerful women in the world by Forbes. And this is the 4th consecutive year that she has been named one of the 100 most powerful women in the world. It is a matter of great pride for us that under the able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Finance Minister, India has assumed the presidency of the powerful G20, which is a watershed moment for our country. Under the guidance of our Honorable Finance Minister, we have been surpassing our collection targets consistently for the last few years. May I now request our Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, to kindly address the gathering.
Vanakkam, good afternoon, namaste. Chairman of both the boards, Vivek Johri and Nitin Gupta, and all members of the boards, Principal Chief Commissioner IT here, and also officers, their families, and invited guests who have come here, and more importantly, the retired officers who in their terms have contributed towards these kind of projects which take care of the human side of the two boards, taking care of their human resource. Today we have this one major residential complex which is getting inaugurated. The blocks have been completed, the buildings are ready to be occupied. So all of us are here to make sure the keys are handed over to those occupants who will live here and function in the service of the nation, both for income tax and also for the indirect taxes. I'm happy to be a part of this important function because how much ever dedication is embedded in any individual's service, if there are not enough fundamental facilities provided for them to keep their families happy, their service is going to be only incomplete. So it's not want of dedication, but it is that little addition, that little care that we will have to provide for all of them who are working. And therefore, when you give them at least a decent living accommodation, it makes them feel that my family is kept safe, I am living with them, and therefore the time that I give at my work is all full of concentration and affection and therefore that kind of a step which takes care of the families is a very important component of running the administration. So if I get reports of, revenue collection, whether it is the GST or income tax, I'm happy, all right, but equally, we are the ones to take care of the families of those who contribute for these revenue collection. And in this step, in this direction, today what is happening in Chennai, providing accommodation for both the direct and indirect tax officials and staff is a major step forward and the right step forward. So I congratulate both the boards for really putting all their attention and care in getting this done. Even if you live in a city like Chennai, unless your accommodation meet up with the standards, you're just not going to be able to convince your own staff. So in that regard too, the kind of buildings that you're building, taking care of the current day's needs, making sure it is compliant with the green commitments of the country, and ensuring that it has good green cover around is a very good thought. And I'm making it a bit personal by saying I thank Commissioner Ravichandran for the steps that he's taken. One thing which I would really put up front is that which is praiseworthy. And I'm sure every state would emulate this example. It is important to keep the surrounding green, but not with fancy decorative plants and trees which come from exotic lands. It is important to remember what is local, what is linked with your history, literature, tradition, art. Just that one little bit of introduction told so much about the Tamil culture of associating with flowers. And therefore, with flowers, you indicate even what is happening in a situation, in any situation. The association of flowers with certain kind of qualities. These are wonderful traits of a particular culture, particular state. And I'm sure India has in each one of our states such stories, such rich traditions. And income tax and CBDT, similarly GST and CBIC and also the customs, remaining rooted to traditions which are so unique to each state. And here today I've seen both in the customs and today that concern for the local culture, concerns for the local flora and fauna, concerns for history and literature linked green, that which has to be cultivated, maintained, supported. It's easy to cut them off saying they don't look glamorous, but that one tree can tell you so much about our history and literature. That aspect being given attention to, I'm very impressed, and I thank that the Principal Chief Commissioner has thought about it, reflects the people, reflects the thought process of the entire field formation here. And therefore, this is a very big step which is praiseworthy, not just for green compliance, not just for the building technology, but also making sure that the local trees, local flowers are invoked. I was very touched when that Vagai Male was given to me, but I refused to wear it. I refused to wear it because it's a great honor to receive it. But I know the line, the rich Tamil line. I was just telling Vivek Johri about it. That line itself, which is so evocative of some past, great literary scenes that you can, Vagai Sudi Va, was the way in which a heroine would tell to his hero, go win the war and come back wearing the mala of Vagai. What powerful line that is. Vagai Sudi Va is the wish of a young woman who sends her husband to the war to fight the war, not only fight, win and come back And even from far, she wants to see him coming back after victory, wearing that mala. And that mala of Vagai would tell her afar here, oh yes, he's won the war. So such symbolism is there in it. And I'm so happy that they were able to find Vagai, find the flower, and to make a mala out of it. Because it's so easy nowadays, to get all those, I don't want to speak less of these, their beauties. Artificially giving some kind of a color into the gene of the flower itself and making exotic purple orchid or exotic blue, shiny, aquamarine blue flower, and you think, is it plastic, is it satin, is it real? All those have their own place, I'm not saying no. And if I were to be in Sikkim, I love to have a bouquet of orchids. But in Tamil Nadu, I love to have those old flowers. And today, for the first time, I'm happy to see that these flowers are getting a place that they so richly deserve. And to name each one of these blocks after these ancient flowers, which have so much of role in our history, in our literature, and to be aware of it, and to give the names, and to be speaking about it, oh, it just makes my dream come true. What so lovely an experience. So thank you very much. And again, one other touch, which I hope the chiefs of the boards don't mind me saying, what's happening, why she's so much praising Ravichandran. No, it's not that. But he deserves to be praised. I hope the chairman of the boards don't get, even that little memento of glass engraved Thiruvalluvar, and that line, which I did quote in probably my 2019 budget speech, as to what is the role of a king, how is he expected to collect the tax, how is he expected to store it carefully, and how is he expected to spend it for the welfare of the people. That particular Tirukural being put there is so thoughtful, but I receive it in all my humility. I receive it more to remind myself that my role is to make sure Honorable Prime Minister and his vision for India should come true. And for that, whatever I'm expected to be as a part of that wheel, as a cog in that wheel, I'm fully going to be dedicating myself to do it, but it's so thoughtful to give me that little Tirukural engraved in such a beautiful glass work. So thank you again for that. But after this now, the usual talk of demands from a finance minister to the principal chief commissioners. I'm happy to hear about, this time also we've beaten this much of revenue collection. Keep doing that. But from now, I would want you to tell me how many more new people have entered the tax net. How many more new people have joined in as taxpayers? I'm quite happy to get the money. I'm quite happy to get increased total collections. But I think India now needs to widen the tax base. And therefore, along with your monthly numbers of how much you've collected, please also tell me how many more new people have come into the tax net, whether it's for direct tax or indirect. So that, I think, should be the focus, both for the central CBDT and also for the CGST. Of course, that will also certainly mean the SGST authorities will also have to ramp up. So having given a generous set of praise, I don't want to add my list of demands on the field formations, but with these accommodation, I hope everyone here, and that's what CBDT chairman tells me, everyone here will have an accommodation given, and newer proposals for newer buildings also in this very same venue is being planned, I fully support that. We need more accommodation where you need it, and we shall ensure that we do support that in every which way which is required. So thank you for giving me this opportunity, and let today be an auspicious day. It is again a very sacred month. Margari is very special for many of us, and this is a month which is very sacred also, and considered to be very much of a favorite month for Lord Krishna. This is a month when we do things only remembering God. There's nothing else which is done, no weddings, no auspicious programs. But giving a house, I think, doesn't have to wait for any other time, and even Margari can be a sacred purpose for that. So I wish all those occupants who are going to receive their keys today the very best and a very auspicious beginning. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful words on stressing the need to balance our personal and professional lives. Your words on importance of family, tradition, and quality of life are heartening. May I now request Shri M.V.S. Chaudhary, Chief Commissioner of Customs, Chennai Zone, to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Most Honorable and Distinguished Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs, respectable Chairman CBIC and CBDT, Member CBIC, Member CBDT, Principal DGHRD, Principal Chief Commissioners of GST and Income Tax, other dignitaries, all my colleagues from Income Tax, GST and Customs, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great delight and immense pleasure I propose this vote of thanks on behalf of both CBIC and CBDT and my own behalf on this momentous occasion of inauguration of the residential quarters, the much awaited and much needed dwelling facility for the officers of both CBDT and CBIC in this great city of Chennai by our Honorable Finance Minister. At the very outset, please allow me to express my deepest sense of gratitude and overwhelming joy at this august presence of the Honorable Finance Minister amongst today in Chennai. We all know how hectic our Honorable Finance Minister's work schedule is. Parliament is in session, GST Council meeting has concluded just yesterday, Union Budget presentation is just a few weeks away, and preparations are in full swing. Despite all this, Madam Finance Minister has readily agreed to come down to Chennai, that too on a Sunday, normally a day meant for rest and recuperation. This goes to show our Madam's love and affection for Chennai in general and the officers of Chennai CBDT and CBIC in particular. Madam, it's a matter of great luck and satisfaction for me that in the last 2 years of taking over as Chief Commissioner of Customs, I have never missed any opportunity to meet you whenever Madam happened to arrive at or depart from Chennai. I always learned a thing or two even during those short interactions with you. You are an embodiment of humility, humaneness, charisma, infectious enthusiasm, a disarming smile, and yet so humble. These 10 residential towers, 4 of CBDT and 6 of CBIC, are the towering examples of our Honorable FM's relentless push for infrastructure projects under tireless focus on staff welfare measures. Thank you so much, Madam. Madam, your dedication, hard work, constant nudge, and your willingness to literally travel that extra mile to encourage and motivate the tax officers to do their bit in nation building and usher in Amrit Kal are paying rich dividends. Madam, under your leadership, certainty, efficiency, accountability, and transparency have become the hallmarks of Indian tax law administration and enforcement. We are greatly privileged and fortunate to have you as our leader. Today is indeed an auspicious day. Today is the festival of lights, Jewish Diwali, Hanukkah. Hanukkah teaches us not to curse the darkness, but to light a candle of hope, a candle of determination and aspiration. Madam, this is the spirit we have seen in you during the darkness of the pandemic, when you lit the candle of hope, of quick economic recovery, determination to inject financial stimulus and aspiration of millions of Indians to get back to their livelihood. Once again, thank you, Madam, for your gracious and most serene presence amongst all of us today. My heartfelt thanks to the Chairman CBIC and CBDT for gracing this occasion. I express my sincere and heartfelt gratitude for their both generous guidance and steadfast support throughout the construction process of these quarters, without which the much awaited and much wanted residential projects would not have come to fruition. Thank you once again, both sirs. I express my sincere thanks and gratitude to the member CBIC for her gracious presence amongst today. Thank you, Madam, for being our guiding spirit and inspiration in organizing both meetings. I also express my thanks to member CBDT for her gracious presence here today. I also thank Principal DG HRD CBIC, who is with us today, for her very constant and consistent support in execution of this project and for her generosity in releasing the funds on a very timely manner. Thank you very much, Madam, for being here today. I expressed my special thanks and gratitude to the former Chairman CBIC, Sri Ajit Kumar, who provided the initial momentum to these housing projects in CBIC. Thank you, sir, for waving this way for these wonderful residential towers. I also acknowledge and appreciate the presence of the Principal Chief Commissioners and Chief Commissioners of Income Tax and GST and Customs and dignitaries from various other organizations today. Their presence amongst us today greatly enriches the occasion and makes it a very memorable day. Thank you all. A project of this size, scale and magnitude would not have been a reality without the sincere and untiring efforts and unflinching commitment of our motivated and dedicated team of officers from the CPWD in executing it. My deepest appreciation to each one of these officers. I especially place on record their scrupulous adherence to due process and fiscal prudence in executing all these projects. Their professionalism is well appreciated. Thank you, the entire team of CPWD. I also place on record my heartfelt gratitude to the dedicated team of officers from both CBDT and CBIC for providing us with this organizational and logistical help and assistance in conducting today's proceedings in a very successful way. My sincere and heartfelt thanks to all the officers of the various ranks, both in CBIC and CBDT, and from the various other organizations for their most enthusiastic participation in both the events today, both morning at the Custom House and here now. Thank you all so very much indeed. And before I end, I also thank Mother Nature for letting her children to go ahead with today's function in peace by keeping the monsoon showers at bay, though we had in the morning occasional showers, but I take these occasional showers in the morning as a blessing for both these events today. Thank you, and thank you all for being here in this very auspicious occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जाहे तब शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तब जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Our Honorable Minister will now proceed for the photo op near the plaque and then proceed for the ceremonial inauguration by cutting ribbon, and thereafter Honorable Minister will join Puja in the Tower Kanthal. For the convenience of the audience, the event will be telecast live and we request you to be seated during the same. Thank you.
Hello. Officers of the above ACIT and DCIT are requested to proceed to second floor of Kanchi for high tea. All others are requested to proceed to third floor of Kanchi on the left side of the stage. Officers of the level above ACIT are requested to proceed to second floor of Kanchi, and all others are requested to proceed to third floor of Kanchi for high tea.
Officers of ACIT and DCIT cadre and above are invited for the high tea arranged in Kanchi, second floor. That is at left of the stage. All other officials are invited for or requested to go to Kanchi, third floor.
Chief Commissioners are requested to go to 18th floor of Kanthal for high tea. I repeat, Chief Commissioners are requested to go to 18th floor of Kanthal to the right for high tea.